Hello.
Oh.
I'm not flashing you today.
Thank fuck for that.
Welcome to Mainly Murder with Meg and Mum. I am Meg.
So that makes me not Meg. Ha! Nutmeg.
You're a fucking idiot.
Ah, that's silly, isn't
So
it?
today we're talking about a case because
What was all that?
I don't know if that's going to pick up on my child's just gone to bed.
Talking himself to
He's
sleep.
he's special. Talk about a case because I haven't had time to really research a case at the moment because there's been a lot going on. There's been moving. There's been all sorts, lots of things. Making wine bottles. It's been a rough fucking week.
Wine labelling.
Anyway, so I do have a script that I was going to hold off on reading because someone was arrested in the past 12 months for it.
Oh, okay.
So, but I thought, well, it's been very slow. So I thought we could just do an update once everything happens.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about the Easey Street murders in Collingwood.
And Collingwood.
Collingwood.
I knew that because of when you did something and you took a picture of the house. What were you there
Yeah,
for?
to go right near to drop something off. And I was like, I'm literally a street away.
Yeah.
I'm going to go check out the house.
That's right. And you come back with a photo of the house.
Yes, so I'll put that on Instagram. My live photos. Don't even have to source anything. I took the photo
The source
of
is
the murder house.
loser herself.
I've had to source some photos and it's like dash Mum's Facebook.
Really?
When we did Clarkfield
Oh, yeah.
and the Mel's episode because you had a photo of Mel and Adam.
Okay.
So you've been sourced a couple of times.
I've been
now.
sourced.
Sourced. You're a high commodity.
You didn't put my Facebook link on there, did you?
Yeah, I linked it. So no, you fucking idiot.
Fuck. I was going to say, what?
I literally, I'm okay. I've only had 3 drinks of Coke. No, I just put Mum's Facebook.
Ah, okay.
I didn't link your fucking
I was gonna-
Facebook.
Yeah, so I'm thinking,
You
what?
getting any friend requests lately?
Yeah. all these ones, you want to be my friend? Let's talk death. And I'll be like, what?
Talk murder to me. I should put that on a t-shirt. Anyway, so Easey Street. Concentrate. In October 1976, 2 old high school friends from Benalla, Victoria, had moved to Melbourne and rented the property at 147 Easey Street in Collingwood, excited to start a new chapter in their lives. The 2 women were referred to by friends and family as the 2 Sues.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So there was 28-year-old Suzanne Armstrong and 27-year-old Susan Bartlett. Collingwood?
So Sue A and Sue B.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. I never...
You never put that one together.
Oh, that's great. Collingwood was most likely not the pair's first preference for the inner city suburbs. It was a bit rougher than the trendy and neighbouring suburbs of Carlton and Fitzroy, but the area was a lot cheaper at the time and might have been a large factor in their choice to rent here.
Oh, clearly. Money drives most decisions.
Oh, that's right. When I was when I was researching, Google was involved in that. My note was just sports ball.
What?
Sports ball.
Sports ball.
The Collingwood Football Club was established in 1892.
Yes.
That's a long time ago.
Oh, fuck me swinging.
I didn't think football was that old.
Yes, you find most clubs go back a shit ton long time.
Wow. I didn't know that. Well, there you
Oh
go.
my God. Dad's dad played for Carlton.
Holy shit.
So that's
When was he? When was Pa born?
37.
Fuck.
So his dad would have been, well, Nan Nell was born in 1900, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Oh, no, 1910. Pretty sure she was 1910.
That's crazy.
So she was about 27 when she had Pa.
It's crazy when people are old and like...
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Totally agree.
No, let me continue. And it's like people that were born in like the 20s and they're still alive. It's like, you witnessed a world war.
Oh, yeah.
You witnessed so much shit.
And what do we get to say? We witnessed
Fucking
Donald
a pandemic.
fucking Trump.
We went through the panini and that's pretty much it. That's what I've been through.
The panini.
The panini.
What's a fucking
The
panini?
pandemic.
Oh, what's it say? Call it
Oh,
panini.
it's the whole thing. You're not on the right side of TikTok.
Oh, because I'm not on TikTok because I'm not a fucking loser.
Yeah, what have I been through? Port Arthur was 5 days after I was born. Not even. It was the 25th or the 26th.
So, yeah. So 3
The
or 4.
week I was born, Port Arthur.
Yeah. And just
Y2K, I guess.
And recent last night's Sydney shooting.
I can't look at any of that at the moment.
Have you watched the guy tackle
I've seen
the
that
gun? That is brilliant.
If that motherfucker doesn't win Australia of the Year,
That's what everyone's posting.
if some little dipshit that's a vegan activist gets the fucking Australian of the Year,
there'll be outrage. And even I saw Jim Jeffries' Instagram page said, blah, 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 the guy, he said his name, Ahmed, or whatever his name was, and he said, he's a fucking legend. I was like, yep.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. What the fuck is wrong with the world at the moment?
Yeah.
People.
Father and son too.
Fuck them. Burn them. Shoot them. Gas them.
Well, one's dead and the other one's... Hopefully he will survive the hospital so they can deal with him in jail.
Yeah, good.
That is my wish, that he comes out of the hospital alive and then he can fucking be dealt with by everyone in jail for fucking killing kids and all the rest of it.
That's ridiculous.
Anyway, side topic.
Anyway, so the two Sues, Sue A, Sue B.
Sue B.
Side A and side B. That's great. So the first of the two friends was Suzanne Armstrong. Suzanne was born on the 1st of September 1949 in Euroa, Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Suzanne had spent a few years travelling around the world through Asia, the UK, the US and Europe. On one occasion, when she started to run low on travel money, she agreed to smuggle a suitcase with cocaine from Bogota to Florida for $400.
$400
in the 1970s.
That
wouldn't be much more now, but
I was going to say that still wouldn't have been enough to make me do it.
She did it, but she never received the money. She didn't get busted, but like fuck that.
Well, more arse than class in that one.
In a letter to a friend, Suzanne stated that she shouldn't have been so naive to agree to this.
Exactly.
But like she's probably early 20s, just traveling, living her best life.
Like someone else we can hear.
He's also living his best life. Go to sleep, kid. While traveling in Greece with Susan, she met a man and found herself pregnant.
Oh.
Suzanne stayed in Greece and had her son Gregory. Suzanne and the father of her child were set to get married, and they had ordered wedding rings. Some cultural differences started to form cracks in their relationships, with main arguments being about what a pregnant woman could and couldn't do in the Greek culture.
Yeah.
She wasn't allowed to sit with her legs crossed.
Okay.
And the documents that she needed to get married seemed impossible to organise at the time.
Well, it would have been hard. It's not like you can she would have been able to just jump online like you do now and everything's emails. Well, no one even answers the phone anymore. You can't get through to most companies. You've got to fucking email and wait for them to reply because nobody likes talking to people.
She considered staying in Greece with Gregory's father, but ultimately decided to return home to Australia when Greg was 3 months old. One of her major concerns was raising a baby alone in a foreign country with a very small support system of people she didn't know, whereas Australia had her friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
Suzanne came back to Australia under the story that she was just returning for Christmas, but she bought a one-way ticket for her and her son with no intention of returning.
Wow. I wonder if the husband tried to, or boyfriend, father, baby daddy, sperm donor, I wonder if he tried to get him back.
I'm not 100% sure.
I didn't think you would be. That's why I raised the question.
I never am about anything. Suzanne wasn't working at the time, and she spent her days raising her now 16-month-old son Gregory, and had started dating a man named Barry Woodard.
Why did you say that like that?
Woodard. Yeah. It's a weird name. It's hard to say. Thank you. So that was Susan. That was Sue A. So Sue B was Susan Bartlett. She was a well-loved and respected high school teacher who taught arts at Collingwood High School. She was described as bubbly, loved music. She absolutely loved the Beatles and went to their concert at Festival Hall in 1964.
Oh, that's close.
With Suzanne. The girls had caught the bus from Benalla to Festival Hall when they were...
you know where Festival Hall is?
Yes.
Okay.
They would have been 15 years old. A drive now from Benalla to the city would be over 2 hours.
Okay.
Imagine a fucking bus.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Still 2 hours. It'd take the same amount of time to drive a bus here as it would to drive a car.
Yeah, but there's stops.
Well, there might be the occasional stop, but most country runs are a decent haul before
like
they
a
start
Beeline
topping.
bus.
Yeah, they do. They have buses that just flat line.
No.
Flat line. That doesn't sound right. Just flat line. Anywho.
The flatlining buses.
The flatlining
no.
bus. Be careful.
So their neighbour Gary recalls Susan
Gary.
as being trendy and always with it. Her mother even went off at her for wearing a mini skirt to go out in the 60s.
Oh, no.
She was just a girl of her time. Suzanne's brother Martin and her mother had discussions around the idea of the girls moving in with each other. They knew they'd been good friends for years, but were concerned about Suzanne's situation and doing a runner from the father of her child.
So she knew her before she went over to...
They've been best friends for like their whole life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't recall you saying that.
I did at the start. Anyway. So Susan's brother and her mother were a bit concerned about them moving in away from Benalla and Suzanne's situationship.
Situation.
Situation.
On the flatline bus. Yep.
And doing a runner from the father of her child and what repercussions this could have.
Exactly.
But despite this, they were excited to move in together, and Susan loved children and was excited to help out with baby Gregory. That's a lot on Susan.
Yeah.
To be like, yes, best friend, we're in our 20s. Let's go rent a house 3 hours from where we live.
Yeah, and help raise your kid.
And a 16-month-old.
Yeah.
So the house location itself was also a concern for the girls' family. There was construction going on all around them. Hoddle Street, which is pretty much one house to the right. So like Hoddle Street's here. There's a house and then there's this house.
Mm-hmm.
It's right next to Hoddle Street. Anyway, long story short.
I thought they were on Hoddle. What street's it on?
It's Hoddle and Easey.
Oh, Easey Street.
Yeah.
That's right. Sorry.
So this was Hoddle. Right. To the right of the house was under construction, and also the property behind them was being built into a medical centre. Pretty sure it's still a medical centre. But the girls loved the area. There was a good bus service, not a flatline bus. They had a milk bar on the corner. Hospitals were nearby, and the rent was great. Nearly half of what others were paying in Fitzroy or Carlton. The girls paid their bond of $100.
Oh, God.
And they moved in, which $100 back then
would have been
$1,520. Suzanne had the front bedroom, which had a window facing out to the front porch and yard, and Susan had the second bedroom with baby Gregory in a makeshift room in between them that was also used as a sewing room.
Oh, okay, so they made their own clothes too.
Yeah, they're thrifty bitches.
Well, when you don't got money, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's why you go op shopping. This is from an op shop.
Oh, shut up with your fucking op shop.
The girls hosted a few parties in their short time in Collingwood. They had hosted a housewarming party and a New Year's Eve party with a classic barbecue and music. One party guest meeting Suzanne for the first time described her as beautiful in her white trousers and a green boob tube, and beautiful, very 70s hair, and seemed like a lovely woman. Many people who knew the two Sues described them as happy, independent, confident, and outgoing women. So on the morning of Monday, January 10th, 1977, Susan met her mother and the pair went shopping and had lunch together. That evening, Susan's brother Martin and his girlfriend came over to the house as Martin had offered to come over and set up the girls' new stereo system.
Oh, which would have been about 12 layers high.
And 30 centimetres thick.
Yeah, exactly.
So Martin and Susan had a great relationship and were friends as well as siblings, and would be in contact at least once a week to have a chat, grab some lunch, get a coffee. The four sat down and had a home-cooked dinner and watched some TV. At around 9 p.m, Martin and his girlfriend left the home with Suzanne putting baby Gregory to sleep in his cot. Then they were getting settled for the night in front of the TV, and Martin and Susan had plans to catch up again for dinner in about a week. The next day, on Tuesday the 11th, Barry Woodard, Suzanne's boyfriend, rang the home.
I like the way you say Suzanne's boyfriend. Wasn't there two Sues?
Yeah.
So Suzanne A or Suzanne B?
Suzanne A.
Okay.
Sue A.
Sue A's boyfriend
rang the home to make plans with her. When no one answered, he assumed the girls must just not have been home.
Or they were ghosting him.
They were just like, peace, Barry. His concerns grew as there was no answer or callback from the home well into the evening. Another man who was just described as a very successful salesman who had a white Mercedes, who was seeing Sue B at the time, went to her house on this day to check if he had the right number since she wasn't answering.
Ghosting.
He stated that he went through her bedroom window and into the lounge room to check the number. He confirmed that he had the right number and then decided to leave.
Climb back out again. Okay.
And said he didn't see anything weird in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Which after this, I'm going to show you a floor plan and tell you how fucking ridiculous that story is.
I've got a feeling I've seen that before. But
the way, spoiler alert, the way he would have had to come through either window and where their bodies were, he would have fucking seen them. He's a damn liar.
He's a man. So
he's a successful salesman with a white Mercedes.
Can't see beyond the end of their nose.
Yeah.
You need someone to have a girl look for him.
So, but apparently he had a friend waiting for him outside, and this friend corroborated his statement. Barry continued to call the house through to Wednesday, the 12th of January, but still he was getting no answer. That afternoon, he decided to visit the house with his brother. He entered through the back door and left a note under an ashtray on the kitchen bench, which read, "Ring 480-3932, Barry," with arrows pointing to his number. So with the layout of this house, if you walked through the back door, you could see the kitchen. There was a kitchen.
Mm.
The layout of this house was you pretty much walked into the kitchen from the back door. Then there was a dining room, then the living room, and then the bedrooms were at the front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
But from the back door and the kitchen, you wouldn't have been able to see the hallway where the bedrooms were. So the Sue's neighbours also became concerned about them when they found their German Shepherd puppy wandering around the street. They went to return the puppy to the women, but after no one answered the door, they took the dog home with them and left a note on the door saying, "Dear Suze, we have your dog which was wandering around the streets. You're obviously not home, so give us a yell and we will return him home to you promptly. We will return home to you promptly." They decided to head home and wait. One of the women had a bath, and during this time, she could hear next door's phone ringing, and it rang and rang and rang, and no one answered it.
Well, you normally can't answer the phone if you're dead. It's hard.
That's the old saying.
Yep, I've said that once. I've said it 1,000 times.
I've had a fucking nickel for every time I said.
You're not going to answer that phone.
Concerns grew as no one had heard from the women either on Thursday. The neighbours with the dog returned to the house a couple more times during the evening to try and gain contact, but again, no one answered. But now they could hear baby Gregory crying inside.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This story, every time I can hear Logan at night crying, I think of this story.
Oh, that's creepy.
This is 4 days.
Yeah.
They've been dead for 4 days.
Okay.
Baby Gregory has not.
Fucking hell.
He's just been
screaming. How'd they take 4 days to hear this kid crying?
Depends what.
You can't tell me the kid didn't cry within 4 days. The first time he
he
cried
would
was
have
4
been,
days.
but like if no one's around or if someone's just passing by, the kid's crying, like 5 minutes someone's day. They recall thinking that they heard Gregory crying a lot the past couple of days, but they thought nothing of it. Because again, if you only hear it, 5 minutes.
Stops.
But it had
been starving, the poor little bastard too.
Yeah. She said, but this cry sounded different. Usually they wouldn't let him cry for as long as these sounded, and they described them as weak sounding cries.
Oh, shit.
They then tried calling over the back fence to get anyone's attention, but this failed as well. One of the women jumped on a chair and saw that the back door was slightly open and a light was on inside. They decided to enter through the back door to check on their neighbours.
That was the worst decision, eh?
Well, probably the best decision for Gregory.
Best for him, but not for themselves, what they're about to see, I'm guessing.
As they entered further into the home, calling out for either Suzanne or Susan to answer, they were met with the horrific sight of the hallway covered in blood and a woman's body lying motionless on the hallway floor. One of them went into the bedroom where she could hear baby Gregory weakly crying. He looked weak and dehydrated. He remained just laying in his cot and softly crying.
God.
Despite many reports, she did not pick up Gregory out of his cot, because a lot of reports be like, she grabbed him and took him out of the house. But she said she just sat with him, like they called the police and ambulance and stuff. She comforted him and told him that help was coming. She recalled that the detective she spoke to did not take many notes when speaking with her later. She recalled thinking that she had no experience with young babies and didn't want to cause him any more distress by picking him up and possibly taking him past the dead body in the hallway.
I can understand not wanting to take him past the body, but you would think normal instinct would be this kid's been there.
Put him in your chest.
Yeah, that's right. Just hold
Run
him.
and go get food and water.
Probably, a drink and change his nappy. I'm tipping that wasn't really good.
No.
He was only 18 months old.
So this is in January in Australia.
It would have been hot as fuck.
The average temperature would have apparently been about 33 degrees Celsius.
So
Don't know what that is Fahrenheit. Figure it out. But hot.
33 would have been 100 and something. Just over 100.
Hot. Ball sweating hot. Oh. I would have had under tit sweat in that temperature. That's fuck temperature. That's what this week's temperature is going to be. I'm going to cry.
Friday, yeah.
All week's going to be hot.
Oh, week's going to be hot.
I'm going to be in a fucking car all week.
Good on you.
Suck my dick. It's going to be 33 on Wednesday. It's going to be 36 on Thursday.
Yeah, 33 is 91.
Can we get a work pool?
What?
Can we get like a little paddle pool in the warehouse?
Oh, for God's sake.
Anyway, so the police were called after 20 minutes of waiting, and then they were called a second time to convince the police that they needed to get to Easey Street.
Didn't they tell them there was 2 dead bodies?
How the fuck do you get a call? Hello, 000. How can I help you? Hey, there's 2 dead bodies.
And a dehydrated...
And a baby. We don't know how long
they...
they've been here. They probably fucking stink because it's been 33 degrees. There's blood everywhere in the house. And she'll be like, low priority. Like, what the fuck? Aware that the house was now a crime scene, the other neighbour went back around the side lane to the front door to instruct the officer to not go in the front door because there's a dead body behind it, and led him to the back door.
Right, okay.
They had sent out 1 officer to a double homicide.
Jesus Christ.
He didn't understand the urgency, but once he entered the house and found the bloody body of Susan Barlett laying in the hallway just outside of Suzanne's bedroom, next thing they knew, the street was filled with about 20 officers and ambulances. 1 female officer entered the house and took baby Gregory straight off into an ambulance.
Good.
Like, I don't understand. Anyway, Sue B, had been stabbed 55 times.
Bloody hell. I'm guessing it was someone she knew.
Look, we have theories.
We have what?
Theories.
Okay.
Some of the stab wounds were in clusters, and they were unable to count the individual amount of stab wounds.
Fuck.
She had clusters of stab wounds to her shoulder, her chest, 18 to her arm, 7 to her neck, and multiple stab wounds to her buttocks, thighs, and legs.
God.
There were smears of blood along the hallway as if she'd used it to steady herself as she walked to Suzanne's room or the front door. She had slashes to her arms and hands from where she had bravely tried to fight back and had fallen face down so close to the front door. Tess Lawrence wrote in a piece for Independent Australia after she explained walking through the house. Quote, both sides of the narrow hallway walls were splattered with what seemed litres of blood and what looked like macabre wallpaper stenciled in blood by the palms, hands and fingers of someone desperately trying to defend themselves from the maniacal and frenzied repeated stabbings of a cold-blooded and ruthless killer or killers.
God.
As police investigated the house further, they found Suzanne lying on her bedroom floor with her legs spread apart. She was naked from the waist down, her nightie pulled up over her shoulders, and it was discovered later that she had been raped post-mortem.
God.
Suzanne had been stabbed 29 times, primarily to her chest, 11 wounds to her left arm, 2 on her right nipple, 1 just below her left nipple, and she had abrasions to her left eye and a stab wound to her cheek.
Jesus Christ. And they think it's one person or multiple?
I don't know. One? Question mark? Her heart had been stabbed 3 times, her left lung 7 times, once to her right lung, and 2 wounds to her liver. So this is the theory of what happened. With baby Gregory asleep, the girl settled in front of the TV to watch The Sullivans.
Oh, The Sullivans.
To unwind from the day.
I remember them.
I don't, because I'm not old.
Curse you.
My Spotify age might be, but I am not. They must have had a cup of tea together before retiring to their bedrooms for the night. Suzanne, going to bed, continued to read Switch Bitch by Ronald Dahl that she had started, and Sue maybe to have a look at the dress that she'd been sewing earlier in the day. Sue might have thought it was still early enough, so she did a load of washing. Thinking this wouldn't annoy Suzanne and baby Gregory, as the washer was at the back of the house in the bathroom. She could also close the door to the hallway. So she was like, I'm going to go down this end of the house, do a load of washing. This theory was supported as there being a recently done load of washing that was still wet in their washing machine.
I was going to say it would have to still be sitting there.
Susan might have even travelled further to the back of the house to make sure the side gate was closed or that the puppy was okay because they just gotten a puppy. With her furthest away from the front door, she may not have heard if someone had knocked at the door or even Suzanne's window. From the crime scene, Suzanne's bed was not very disturbed and her book had been placed on her side table. Alternatively, the front door was closed but not locked. The killer could have entered through the unlocked front door as there was no forced entry, or police have theorized that Suzanne knew the person and had let them in the house to speak with them, and then the door was simply closed behind them, not being re-locked. Susan then may have heard noise from the front of the house, which made her head up that way. Susan was then attacked and stabbed in the front hallway of the home, with the attacker slashing at her hands and arms as she tried to defend herself. Due to the difference in stab wounds in the women, Suzanne being stabbed 29 times, then might have been disturbed when Susan came up the hallway and received 55 stab wounds. She may have received more as the killer was pissed that he was like disrupted during attacking Suzanne.
Yeah.
She may have tried to head to the front door and tried to steady herself on the hallway walls, and the attacker continued to stab at her back and her legs. Police believe he then raped the dead or dying body of Suzanne, which most people believe...
Because he only raped one of them.
Which most people believe was the target of the killer.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, doesn't it? And the other one just happened to, like you said,
Interrupt
possibly
him.
heard the noise and
Yeah.
was heading back to bed after putting her washing on and got caught up in it. Imagine if she'd gone
for a
not
smoke
changing
or
the
something.
history. Yeah, if she'd gone outside to feed the dog and stayed out there for a minute or 10 minutes longer and played with the dog, she could have just walked back in and it was all over Red Rover and found her. Yeah.
No signs of an extended struggle in Suzanne's bedroom. The book is reported as both placed on the bedside table, but also placed on the bed. It was placed down somewhere. So it really makes me think she
put it down to answer the door.
Yeah. Or someone's come in through the door. Maybe they just didn't lock it and someone's come in. I don't know. There were a few drops of blood on Suzanne's bed sheets, on an alarm clock on the bedside table, and on the lamp light switch. This may have been Suzanne trying to reach the phone on her bedside table, or the attacker going and turning off her bedside lamp, because her room was at the front.
Yeah.
In the pictures, I've been there personally. Look, there's the front door. It's like here. It'd be this window. From the scene, police also discovered that the killer hadn't left the scene immediately after the murders. They had washed up in the bathroom with bloodstains on the bath, suggesting that he had stood in it and tried to possibly have a shower and then exited via the back door and the laneway gate, leaving them both open.
Bloody hell. And this whole time, this poor little baby probably didn't even know the baby was there, which was lucky for the baby.
Oh, fuck, yeah. It was also later discovered that a fuckwit police officer had used the bathroom sink in the house to wash his hands.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
You're at a fucking crime scene.
What was it, your first day at work?
There are also multiple pieces of evidence left in the home, including blood, fingerprints, footprints, and a blood-stained towel thrown onto the couch. There was also some newspaper pages from The Age, pages 15 to 18, dated January 13th. Police ultimately surmised that a young police officer had brought the newspaper in with him. Why in fuck's name are you bringing a newspaper into a crime scene? In case you get bored and need something
to... Right. Oh, sit there and read while you're waiting for everyone else
No wonder this has been fucking unsolved for so long.
Yeah.
With DNA testing not being what it is now, the detectives could only take samples of blood for blood grouping tests and the fingerprints. Unusual for the time. I talked about this the other day in an episode. You're not going to remember.
Oh, no. I got no chance.
Unusual for the time, the detective took apart the pipes in the bathroom where they found splinters of bone sitting in the elbow of the pipe. This told the police that the killer may have known how investigations worked and he wanted to get rid of as much evidence from him as possible, or he may just have wanted to clean himself of all the blood he was covered in to not draw attention when he left the house.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In Susan's room, a detective found that the blinds had fallen off the window and there was a dirt footprint on the bed. In a drain, just 2 blocks away from the home, was a bloody face cloth and a shawl. Connected? ? I'm assuming. During a random traffic stop when a man was pulled over, a police officer found a bloody knife in the boot of the man's car, and he claimed that he found it at Victoria Park railway station. Finding the murder weapon... Yeah, that was
a bit...
My apologies.
You're either speaking fancy or you're about to break into song. Weapon!
This is now a musical episode. Yeah. It's like Glee.
Oh, God.
Every TV show... I know we're a podcast. Every great show has to have one musical episode.
We are not doing a musical episode, you idiot.
You wait. Finding the murder...
Just you wait, Enrigans. Just you wait. Anyway, go on.
Finding the murder weapon near a train station led investigators to believe that the killer made his escape on the railway. At the time of the killing of Suzanne and Susan, there were only 16 detectives on the Victorian Homicide Squad.
Wow.
When the crime was first reported to them, the police sent one officer to the scene, assuming it might have just been roommates who were having a fight.
And what was just laying on the floor playing.
And then they went inside. They're like, oh. The detectives believed this case would be an easy case.
Of course.
As they had blood to test.
Yeah.
Fingerprints. Footprints.
Bodies.
Note from Barry, who was ruled a suspect.
Ah, Baz.
At the time the murders occurred, it was not standard protocol for police officers to wear the
footwear and stuff like that.
For police officers to wait for the forensic team to arrive before going through or wear protective clothing or footwear. Many detectives have already walked through the house from back fence to front street. The labs determined that Suzanne had blood type A and Susan had blood type O. Type A, so Suzanne's, was found on the towel in the carpet. The towel on the couch, the carpet, the bath, the lamp, the clock radio, her sheets, the knife, and a cardigan later found.
So that was all hers.
And the blood on the hallway walls was type O.
Mm.
Sperm was also found and swabs were taken from Suzanne.
So they couldn't test the jizz?
Fuck, that's a good...
What?
A sperm stain was found on her sheets, carpet.
That's not funny, but it's...
And the face washer. Was this guy just fucking jizzing all over the room?
I was going to say, what's going on with that?
The samples were labelled, quote...
Bed jizz?
Vag smear.
Vag smear?
It couldn't have anything...
Couldn't have
Come
just
on,
put
guys.
Jizz 1, jizz 2 and jizz 3?
Vag
jizz lounge,
smear.
Jizz kitchen, jizz...
So,
bathroom?
Police established a list of 130 persons of interest related to the case.
And tested their jizz.
Stop saying jizz. You're going to make me vomit.
I was going to say, it's a bit of overkill.
So, Suzanne's mother, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen.
Don't jizz on Eileen. You're
Sorry.
Disgusting.
Take that out.
Don't.
Just we're talking about jizzing.
Come on, Eileen.
Talking about, yeah.
Suzanne's mother, Eileen, found out about the murders as she and her partner were driving back from a holiday in Canberra when they saw the headline on the newspaper and recognised the girl's house.
Who did, sorry? Oh,
Suzanne's mum.
Oh, okay, Jesus.
Martin, Susan's brother, found out by his girlfriend hearing the news on the radio about 2 bodies being found in Collingwood. He rang the women's home and a police officer answered and asked him to come down to the house. They informed him of the murders and he rushed to tell his mother before the news could reach her any other way.
Oh, imagine that.
He drove to Benalla to go tell his mother. Suzanne's sister Gail was out in the outback as a cook at a shearing shed in far west New South Wales. The town was described as, quote, population of 44 with 1 pub and a cemetery.
Wow.
The cemetery had no graves. No one was dead yet.
It's not a cemetery. It's just a bloody
That's where
block
the cemetery
of dirt.
was going to be when someone in the town
finally
eventually dies.
This is where we're going to put him.
So Gail had to travel 200 kilometres to Broken Hill to then fly home. It took her 2 days to get to Melbourne.
Holy crap, really?
Suzanne was actually meant to go up and help her sister out as an assistant cook for a couple of weeks, but she was unable to find anyone to look after Gregory and ultimately didn't end up going.
Oh, shit.
For any updates on the case, Gail had to ring the police or go down to the station to follow up on anything. Susan's brother Martin, who was 25 years old at the time, stepped up and planned the funeral services for both women.
That was nice of him.
They could only accommodate 10 chairs for family at the Blair Chapel Springvale Crematorium, which had around 60 people in attendance. Martin pushed detectives for a timeline and when the murders occurred. Was it shortly after?
I thought they'd get buried at Faulkner would have been a lot closer than Springvale. Anyway. Sorry.
Crematorium.
Yeah.
The brother pushed the police for a timeline. He wanted to know if it was shortly after he'd left.
Oh, of course. He was there, wasn't he?
He was there.
The day before or whatever.
Or during the 2 days in between their bodies, between him being there and their bodies being found. During the autopsy and the delay in finding the bodies, it was hard to determine a time of death. Also, Australia, summer, 33. Don't know why I put that in there twice. Susan's mother died at the age of 61, not knowing who killed her daughter or why.
Or why, yeah. That's even more... more annoying than who did it. It's like, why? Why the fuck?
And Bill Armstrong, Suzanne's dad, died due to severe burns during a bushfire in 1978, less than a year after his daughter was murdered.
Oh, Jesus.
One of the neighbours, an older Greek lady, either had a dream or heard a man outside saying something like, quote, "Kill the 2 teachers tonight." The next morning she woke up sensing there had been a death. It's always the old Greek ladies.
Okay.
Gladys? Gladys.
Yeah, that's Gladys, but she wouldn't have been Greek, that's for sure.
No, this is another lady.
Okay.
Gladys Coventry, who was in her late 70s and her 60... What the fuck are you doing?
Just my eyes really sore.
Oh. So Gladys was in her late 70s and her 64-year-old husband, Thomas...
Oh, she had a little toy boy. Go Gladys.
No. He was older.
You just said she was in her late 70s and he was 60-something.
Oh, sorry.
Fucking hell.
He was 84.
Oh, my God. Okay.
They were close neighbours of 147 Easey Street. When Thomas and his mother moved to Collingwood, they still had a milkman coming to their house.
Yep, Uncle Bill used to deliver milk.
Oh, Uncle Bill was in jail. Did he steal milk too?
He was a few years older than Dad, so...
He was a milkman. Gladys would often sit...
Only because he rooted all the single women while their husbands were... Well, they weren't single. Their husbands were at work. He used to deliver the milk, deliver his jizz and get going.
Fair play. Oh, good on you, Uncle Bill.
Yeah, he was...
Yeah, little hoe.
Yeah.
May you rest in peace, Uncle Bill. He's dead, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very much so.
So Gladys would often sit looking out her kitchen window. During the winter, it was close to the fireplace. And during the summer, she could open the window and get a nice little breeze. She was a people watcher.
Good on you, Esme.
For Gladys.
Yeah, that sounds like a Mrs. Jessup or...
Yeah, the bewitched lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. From her kitchen window, she could see into the kitchen of the Sue's house.
Oh.
Gladys tried to tell detectives what she had seen that night, but there seems to be no official report. She, however, had told a neighbour what she saw that night, and he remembered. Not the fucking police. She saw a man washing his hands at the kitchen sink and scrubbing a piece of clothing. He didn't seem to be in a frenzy, and then he just walked out the back door and up the side gate, acting casual enough in the house that she might have assumed he was one of the women's boyfriends or a friend.
Yeah.
She also saw that she fuck.
She also saw that she fuck.
She also said that she saw... there's a lot of S's. She saw by the windowsill...
By the seashore.
She saw a man carrying a knife.
Okay.
Police...
So why didn't the police take any notice of this? Because she was old?
Who fucking knows? The police really fucking dropped the ball on this one. Police didn't even bother to send a sketch artist over to speak with Gladys or try and get an image of what this man looked like.
Bloody hell, come on.
At least get it, and then you can be like,
it's
that's her brother.
Or,
like,
yeah,
that was
exactly.
earlier in the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was alleged that the police interviewing her treated her like crap. They were impatient, and the homicide detectives were described by other officers as a pack of smart asses and arrogant.
Yep.
Her neighbour, Hugh, had a theory on who this man could have been. There was so much construction going on in the area directly around the house. Could it have been a construction worker? Directly behind the house.
I was going to say, or could it have been the motorbike, or could it have been the Indian?
Who
or could it have been
sunk the boat?
Could it have
The YMCA. That took me a second. I was like, why are you being so fucking racist?
You idiot.
It's the village people.
It's the village people. That's
Young
what
man.
I said. The construction, the motorbike, the
motorbike,
Indian,
the biker.
what's his name
policeman.
with his feather? Yeah.
Anyway, Jesus Christ,
Anywho.
that took me way too long.
He probably would have done a better job, the YMCA, the village people cop.
Anyway, yeah,
Anyhow.
probably.
Yeah.
So directly behind the house, the Collingwood Community Health Centre. Could a worker on one of these sites have been the attacker?
Could have been.
It
I'd
was-
have just ignored him.
It was summer. The girls apparently had a blow-up pool in the backyard.
Oh,
Could one of the workers spotted the women out in their backyard
yeah.
and just
Yep. Or they
been weird?
he tried to chat him up and they ignored him, and that's why he's so aggressive towards killing them.
The tradesmen also apparently used the laneway right next to the women's house to get to and from the job site. Could one of them have just, if one of them could have
Just-
walked out of her
yep.
gate and he was walking past and he was
Yeah.
like, and she's like, ugh.
Right.
That old
yep.
classic. Another neighbour, 21-year-old Peter Sellers, had a friend staying over. They'd been up late talking and watching TV. Peter went to bed around 2:30 a.m. in his room at the front of the house. He then heard one door slam, then two cars... What? One door slam, then two car doors slamming, and a car took off. And his friend heard the exact same thing.
Okay. So now you think there's two people in the house.
When police were doing door knocks, Peter's mother said that her son had heard something the night the women were killed, and the policeman apparently wrote down his name and said someone would be in contact with him.
And they never did.
And no one has ever been in contact with Peter, except for the book that was written on this.
Yeah.
In 2017, after the case resurfaced in the news for a new $1 million reward for any information on the case, Peter rang Crime Stoppers with the information he knew and got the sense that they weren't really interested.
Really?
Police also appealed to dry cleaners in the city if they had any customers come in with blood-stained clothing. The person possibly also had scratches on them.
The scratches would be more likely someone taking note of.
Yeah.
Bloodstain, that would have probably ended up in a fucking incinerator, because back then
Yeah.
houses had incinerators. You just burn everything.
Why would you dry clean it? Why are you wearing your
Exactly,
best
you
fucking
would-
suit to murder?
That's right. You would. I'm guessing they would have just piffed it. Why would you keep it around?
There was one dry cleaner employee that came forward about a customer who dropped off a very stained white pants and then asked them, the customer, what? And when asked about them, the customer said he had a cut on his hand that caused the pants bleed, but she apparently couldn't see a cut on his hand. The murders were
What's she, a
later...
fucking doctor and a dry cleaner?
Maybe. You don't
Fuck.
know. She might moonlight as a doctor. Dry cleaner? What would you moonlight as?
Well, surely if you had the brains to be a doctor, you probably wouldn't be doing dry cleaning on the side.
Anyway.
Anyhow.
The murders were later linked to the disappearance and probable murder of 19-year-old Julie Garcile. Julie was born on the 10th of July 1955 in California.
Oh,
She'd
it's a
been-
long way from home.
She was. She'd been working as a library reference clerk at Southdown Press on Latrobe Street.
I went for an interview there. I'm sure they used to do the New Idea.
Southdown Press?
I think so. Keep going. Keep reading.
Julie had organised a small get-together at the flat that she shared with her sister on Canning Street in North Melbourne on
I know
July...
where that is too.
Here's the place that shall not be named on this podcast.
No, Mel Disonia.
So on the 1st of July, 1975, they had a party at their house. There was Julie, Truth newspaper...
Yeah, Southdown Press used to do the TV week, New Ideas, Home Beautiful.
well, she was a library reference clerk there.
Yeah.
There you go, small world. So this party, there was Julie, obviously, she lived there. Truth newspaper reporter John Grant.
Oh, the truth. They used to have a titty section. Sorry.
Did they? So you
Sorry.
read it for the articles.
Sorry. Yeah. Focus.
Boxer Reese Tommy Collins and John Joseph Powers. The men said Julie left the flat at 10:30 p.m. to make a call at a public phone box. In the 70s, did people not have house phones?
Yeah, some would have, but there still would have been a lot
Okay.
of... You didn't have mobile phones, so there was phone boxes everywhere.
Well, apparently she hosted a party and then she left 3 men in her apartment to go make a phone call at a public phone box. And she just never came back. That was the 3 men story.
Right.
Julie's sister Gail reported her missing the following day at 4 p.m. after she had still not returned home or gone to work. She also reportedly found a blood-soaked towel.
Yeah, it's surprised people at work didn't say where were
is
they.
she? Yeah.
Well, but at least someone check on her. God almighty, if I'm not there fucking 7:10, I get a text message. Aren't you coming in today?
Yeah.
Fuck off. Don't even start till 7:30. Officially.
You're there at fucking 6 a.m. though.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant.
Anyway, so she reportedly found a blood-soaked...
Clearly not late.
She reportedly found a blood-soaked towel and her sister's underwear on the floor. And a kitchen knife was also missing from the home. Julie has never been found. As of this recording in 2025, Julie has not been found since 1975.
What? What did I miss? Maybe because I was going on about
So
the
Julie is the
Sundown
one...
Press and the Truth
Yeah.
and the titty page.
So the case was connected. It'll link back up how it's connected.
Yeah.
But also there was this girl... had a housewarming party. 3 men were there. The guy from The Truth, a boxer.
Oh, it was her house. Sorry. Oh, I lost total connection to all of that.
It was her house. Her and her sister had a house in
Yeah.
North Melbourne. They had a housewarming. 3 guys
So
were there.
why do they think it was connected?
It's going to link back into it in a second.
Why is this room so dark?
I know, it's getting really dark in
Getting
here. I need
very
a lamp.
scary.
Hold on, let me turn that. You're fucking closer, but I'll get up.
Yeah, you're younger. Oh shit, that's a bit bright. Now we've gone the other way.
Jesus Christ, we're going to get a lamp
Can I
in here.
get me sunglasses?
Fuck.
Yeah,
So-
can you buy a lamp, please?
Julie had a housewarming party. There was 3 guys. The 3 guys were like, oh,
Larry,
she just went
Curly
to
and
make a phone call and never returned, and she's never been found.
Right.
So now we'll link it back. We'll come back
Okay.
around. It'll full circle.
Good job.
So the sister reportedly found a blood-soaked towel and her sister's underwear on the floor, and a knife was missing. John Joseph Powers, who was one of the men that was at this party, would later be jailed for 30 years over a shooting, armed robberies, and the vicious 1992 rape of a 19-year-old girl.
Oh.
So this is one of the men at the party.
Mm.
The second dude that worked at The Truth, John Grant, was staying at a friend's house on the 10th of January next door to Suzanne and Susan.
Oh, okay.
His friend and he had been out drinking on that night at the Celtic Club in the city.
Mm.
Returning to his friend's house around 8:15 p.m, they played pool, they drank some more, before everyone headed off to bed at around 2 a.m. John was extensively interviewed by police and was cleared as a suspect after DNA testing. So...
Did he have to jizz? 2 seconds. I gotta find me Panadol because my head's...
Oh, we need just a panel. We're recording at night now, not in the morning, because I've moved house and now we can do it at night.
And I can't find me fucking Panadol. I hate this bag.
Do you want to play the clip from the last episode? Because this is the exact same conversation we had.
Did I say I hate the bag?
Yeah. Shake it. ASMR.
What?
Shake the bottle. ASMR? We've had the conversation about ASMR. We're going to go get your brain checked.
What?
That's your...
ASMR.
That's
What
your...
are you
We've
fucking
fucking
talking
gone
about?
through this already.
Oh, fuck
Your
off.
Christmas present is going to be a brain scan. To check if there's one in there. It's just a monkey going... Okay. Yeah, throw it back, bitch.
Okay, so this guy's what?
The other suspects considered were Gregory's biological father. Police looked at the idea that Gregory's biological father may have been responsible, but he was quickly ruled out because apparently he had never left Greece.
Okay, well that's pretty good alibi
Yeah.
if you're in a different country.
The next suspect was Barry, Suzanne's boyfriend. Barry had admitted to visiting the house and police...
Couldn't see shit in front of the top of his nose, yeah?
No, this is the other one.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll come...
Isn't he the one that came in the back door?
He came in the back door, yeah. That sounds disgusting. He came in the back door, but he wouldn't have been able to stay up the
He wouldn't
hallway.
have seen, okay. But why would you, if you...
He went at like 10 o'clock.
If I come in your back door, I'd be fucking all through
Don't
the
come
house
in
to
my
see
back
what
door.
What shit you've been going on with.
Anyway, I think we go. I think it comes up. Anyway, Barry had admitted to visiting the house. Police thought it was unlikely that someone would walk into this house and not have walked around or seen anything.
Correct.
Barry at the time was a 31-year-old shearer from Euroa who had known Suzanne due to Gail.
Who the fuck's Gail?
Gail is Suzanne's sister.
Oh, okay.
And his brother Henry dating. So Suzanne's sister, his brother were dating. They met and they started dating.
Okay.
They had arranged a blind date for him and Suzanne.
Oh, right.
Barry and Suzanne had been on 3 dates before she died.
Oh.
The couple had their last date on Sunday at his sister Margaret's house in Northcote and thought it was odd she hadn't called him. Like, he was like, we just had a date. Like, why didn't you call me?
Well, could have been a dud date.
They were vibing. It sounded like they were good. When he had dropped her home and Susan and the salesman were there, he had a cup of coffee with them and returned to his sister's house. Suzanne had asked if he wanted to stay the night, but he was expected to go to a shearing job early the next morning. What?
Do you want to stay the night? Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
Nah.
We'll shear some
Gotta
sheep.
go shear. Okay.
Over the weekend at Margaret's house, there was Barry, his brother Henry, their other sister Cheryl, her husband,
brother Daryl.
No, her husband Max, and their 4 children. So there was a fucking
4?
shitload of people in
Bloody
this house.
hell, yeah.
On Monday, the 10th of January, so this is the last time the girls have been seen, Barry, Max, and Cheryl went to the Albion Charles Hotel for a drink.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I've been there. Say the line, Bart.
Huh?
About 7 p.m, they arrived back at his sister's house, drank some more. About 8:30, they had some dinner and then watched TV. He tried to ring Suzanne at around 10 p.m. with no answer.
Oh, past my bedtime.
Then he went to bed and the next morning woke up at around 8 a.m. In his sister's account of events, she said she thought Barry ended up going to bed around midnight as they didn't have dinner till about 10:30. The 2 sisters ended up chatting some more until about 2 a.m. as the baby was due for a feed and she didn't want to lay down for half an hour before it had to get up again. With all the people in the house, they weren't 100% sure where everyone was sleeping, but the room Barry was staying in had 2 single beds, so someone would have been in the same room as him that night.
Possibly.
Would have been. All the beds were filled. He was staying in a room with 2 single beds. They knew he was there. Wasn't 100% sure who was in the other bed, but anyway. The next time someone in the house was awake was his sister at around 6 a.m. to feed her baby, who was on a 4-hour feeding routine.
Mm-hmm.
So they saw him. He was there. Wasn't Barry. End of the story. We know it wasn't Barry. He hasn't been arrested.
Well,
Barry had
the way the police did this fucking investigation,
could have been
anyone.
anybody.
Could have been the baby.
Barry had arranged to drive Cheryl and her family back to Yay.
Yay! That's where you went through your booze bus.
Yay! On the Tuesday and wanted to leave early so that he had enough time to get back because he had dinner plans with Suzanne.
Aww.
After not hearing from Suzanne since he dropped her off on the Sunday night and she hasn't answered his calls, Barry and Henry went over to 147 Easey Street to check on her at approximately 8:30 p.m. He said that he went to the front door and saw a note but didn't read it. That was from the neighbours about the dog.
Yep, I remember that.
Oh, look at you. Then he went around the back when he saw the kitchen light was on and the back door was slightly open. He yelled out for Suzanne, but there was no answer. The brothers maintained they didn't enter the house any further than the kitchen and they didn't hear Gregory crying. Henry backed up his story by saying they were only in the kitchen for about 5 minutes, calling out for Suzanne, and then left a note. Henry wanted to walk further into the house, but Barry didn't want him to. He didn't feel comfortable going into their house. He didn't know Suzanne. They just started dating.
Yeah.
Barry had said that, quote, it wasn't our place to walk through their house. And what would they think if the woman came home and found them just walking around their house?
Yeah. It's a shame the poor baby didn't cry at that point.
I know. You would have been like,
why is
well,
there
you
a
wouldn't be
crying
home
baby?
alone.
Someone's, yeah.
The next time he called, a police officer answered the phone and asked for his address, where he was picked up by the police and taken to Russell Street for questioning. Barry was interrogated by 8 detectives in a room, and at one point they were just firing questions at him. After being investigated constantly by detectives for 20 years, he was cleared after 2 DNA tests.
Jesus Christ.
November 2017,
That's a lot to have hung over you for 20 years.
He was
constantly brought back in.
interviewed,
Whenever they found anything new, they would have tried to get him to say something.
So in November 2017, he was asked for an interview by Helen Thomas for her book, who was the main source for this. Really good book. Recommend it. You can listen to the audiobook.
Sure.
He declined the interview. He was clearly over being asked about the murders.
Exactly.
He declined an
never want to talk about it again.
He declined an interview for her book and said thank you, but no. Then we have Susan's unnamed boyfriend. The man who also said he didn't see anything when he climbed through the fucking window.
Which Megan clearly does not believe.
I'm so angry. Anyway,
let me.
Google Easey Street murder floor plan. The man who also said he didn't see the bodies of the women or a young child in the house, but again, might have been. So, I'll tell you what window we went through. So on Tuesday night, the tobacco salesman and a friend went to the house. He climbed through Susan's window and it was his footprint that was found on the bed.
Okay.
You got the floor plan? So Susan's is that like middle bedroom. Suzanne's is the first one. Then there's like a middle bedroom, which was Gregory's.
Yeah, it says Gregory's, and then there's a single bed, note on the table, kitchen, bathroom.
Does it have where the bodies were?
Yeah.
So he climbed through Susan's window, walked through Susan's bedroom.
And didn't see her on the end of the
bed.
bed.
Went to the lounge room.
And walked past the front door.
Walked to the lounge room, checked that the phone number was right.
Well, the lounge room's not even on this map.
He would have had to go down the hallway. So he would have had to go through her bedroom,
and
go into the hallway where she was just over there.
The door, yeah.
He then went back up the hallway and back out the window and claimed that he didn't see anything. But when officers arrived, the hallway was covered in blood. Susan is lying on the floor. You would have at least smelt something.
Of course.
You would have smelt, at the very least, the blood.
Does anyone live in this house now?
Yes.
Oh, no.
He was apparently unaware of anything being wrong in the house until his friend showed him the newspaper article on the front page. I say this very skeptically with the information I have now, but anyway, I still think this guy's a dickhead. The front of the house was dark, but the kitchen light was on. He had apparently had a few too many that night. Being drunk, he thought he had knocked down the blinds, but DNA testing also cleared him.
Which you're not real happy about.
A psychic was consulted.
Well, we've been to them, so we know they can be full of shit.
Yeah. During a session with newspaper reporters and Suzanne's sister Gail, she had apparently summoned Suzanne's spirit. Over the next 2 hours, proceeded to tell her sister how they had died, names of 2 men who killed them, where the murder weapon was, the make of the killer's car, how they escaped, and where they were possibly living now, and that Suzanne knew both these men. This is what the psychic told her. Apparently the men had entered through the kitchen window and went up the hallway. That doesn't explain anyway. It doesn't make sense to me. If they're coming through the kitchen, they would have ran into Susan first, who had more stab wounds.
Anyway, keep reading.
Through the kitchen window, went up the hallway to Suzanne's bedroom and stood over her while she was in bed, and she felt something around her neck. She said that the weapon was a tradesman tool, possibly a chisel. The name had been blanked out, but she kept saying, why blank, why blank. And then she said, he's a swine. The killers took their blood-soaked clothes and rushed to their car, which they had parked in a dead-end street, and drove off. She was then given a map and traced her fingers up the Hume Highway until she felt a pain in her heart.
Is this the bloody psychic saying this shit? Yep.
Pretty Sally was the area she claimed that disposed of the weapon. The head of the homicide squad, however, said that, quote, his officers were concerned with the nature, not the were concerned with the natural, not the supernatural, and didn't make any comment of what he thought of the psychic and her performance.
Performance. I think that explains what he thought of her.
Tom Pryor, a journalist who wrote about the murders, said there was also another unnamed suspect that even Suzanne's father expressed concerns about. He knew Suzanne and had even been to the house before, knowing the layout of the house. He, however, was a trusted associate of the police.
Oh, God.
He was also known to have a violent temper and had been known to assault women before. He was known to be a heavy drinker, but this has noticeably slowed down after the date of the murders. He was not really investigated and gave a vague timeline of his movements during the dates. There was also another strong suspect that had been kicked off the police force a couple years prior to the murders after sexually harassing women when he pulled them over for traffic stops.
Okay.
He was known to have worked on at least one of the construction sites near Easey Street at the time. After interviewing the suspect, Tom said that this man said, quote, "Not saying I did or didn't, but you can't prove anything." Apparently, this ex-officer was cleared as not being involved in the murder. Tom Pryor also received a phone call one night at around 2 a.m. during his book research on the case, threatening him to stop asking questions, and they knew where he lived. So, baby Gregory. Suzanne's sister Gail ended up taking Gregory into her family and raising her like her son. Gail's son Travis was born only a week before Gregory, and they grew up like twins.
Brothers, yeah.
Greg Armstrong was the forgotten victim of Easey Street murders.
100%.
He grew up not remembering his mother and not knowing his biological father.
Yeah, well, he was only, 18 months old?
Because he was illegitimate, Greg was not eligible for crime compensation until a barrister friend of his mother's ran a campaign to have the law changed. The barrister also set up a trust fund that paid for his education.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Oh, it's fucked.
What does it mean just because he was illegitimate? That's the dad. He's on the other side of the world. He was with his mum. There was nothing illegitimate about...
He was fucking murdered. He's a victim of crime.
That's right.
Greg also learned Greek and travelled to Greece and met his father and other relatives when he was 20.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. He joined the Army Reserves, taught in the Army, and later mastered computer websites.
Okay.
A year before the 20th anniversary, a crime reporter interviewed Gregory. He said, quote, "The worst thing is not to know who did it. There is nothing I can do, but it would be different. It would be different if I knew. For one thing, it'd be something big I wouldn't have to think about every day. I miss her. I wish I could meet my mother again, even just once."
Wow.
40 years after the murder, and no closer to closing the case, the Victorian Homicide Squad detectives have announced a $1 million award for information that could help close the Easey Street investigation. So, that is what I had written a little while ago.
Thus far.
So, on about December 2024, a man named Perry... Fuck, that's a Greek name.
God, yeah.
Kurumbulis,
yeah.
is currently facing trial for their murders. So this happened in
1977.
This happened in 1977. He was arrested in 2024.
But he was 17 at the time.
Yeah, he was only 17. I think it was like there's not a lot of information about how he was arrested or why he was arrested. Well, obviously why he was arrested, but how they kind of got there. But yes, 1977 to 2024, he was arrested, and he's currently about to stand trial, and obviously we'll probably do an update once that all settles down. But he was 17 at the time, and apparently went to school where Susan taught as a teacher.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So you don't know how they...
I don't know. There's nothing...
together
yeah, there's been nothing released.
How they worked out what his connection was. And
yeah, it went to trial this week, I think, or last week. So we don't... it hasn't obviously... All the information hasn't been released of how... So we'll do an update on what actually happened. But yeah, from those series, I was convinced it was either the salesman guy or a construction worker. But he could have been 17 and a construction worker.
Yeah, could have been.
He could have been at the school where Susan taught and just became obsessed with her. But then Suzanne was the one that got targeted more. I don't know.
I don't know. No, you don't know. We'll have to wait. I just read that he's 66 now.
It's fucking crazy.
Isn't it?
Bippity boppity. Well, boo you, whore. I don't know what that's from. Boo you, whore? I think it's Mean Girls. Anyway.
You.
So yeah, we will update that one for you. But that is the Easey Street murder. That's kind of how they were found.
Part of Easey Street.
And just they really fucked up. How, as a police officer, do you wash your hands at a crime scene?
Yeah, exactly. That's
common sense.
Didn't stay in the force long.
Oh, it's fucking stupid. And then, obviously, it was a time they didn't, preserve shit how they do now.
That's right. Not like they do now. God.
But yeah, I feel like they really fucked that up. And not talking to the neighbors. Like the lady, that book that I've got in the show notes is a really, really good book. And she went and spoke to neighbors. She went and interviewed people, and they're like, yeah, the police never fucking came and talked to us.
It's sad.
It's ridiculous. But also, like, go talk to the police. Like,
yeah, but they, by the sounds of it, if they'd even gone down, they probably would have gone, okay.
yeah.
They would have written it on a bit of tissue
and thrown it out, yeah.
thrown it in the bin, or just put it in the file going, oh, yeah, the old lady said someone was washing in the sink.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, he also had a knife, guys. But even that, like, take the guy's description.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, it was when her brother was there.
Yeah,
and he was in the
right.
kitchen.
Exactly.
Or it could have been, hey, it looks like this guy. Hey, this guy looks the same. Oh, my God, we got our murderer in 6 months.
Oh, my God. 40 years.
40 years. Thank you. Maths is hard.
I didn't do any maths. I just gave you a random number.
87,
just how I roll.
97, 07, 17. We're closer to 50 years.
Well, there you go.
By the time this fucker gets done,
Closer to 50 years.
50 years of an unsolved fucking case. It's
sad.
cray-cray.
And I can't believe people live in that house. I reckon that'd be creepy. Because there's no way
It's been sold a couple times and like renovated.
No way known you could not know the story of the house.
Oh, nah. Even if you Google, like, you know, when you move into a house, you Google the address, the fucking story's going to come up if you Google your address.
Why do you Google your address if you're moving into a house?
You know.
No, I don't.
You never Googled your address?
I have now, like, to look back on pictures of, like, when I advertise houses. Yeah, but even if you, like,
you know, you
stuff,
saw it on real estate and you saved it,
and
then you're like, oh, let's look at that house again. That's the address. Oh, that's a double homicide that's still unsolved.
No, see, because we built the house in Hills in Delahaye. Then I bought Kim's house in, so there wasn't really a lot of unknown history there. But
they'd
anyway.
also have to, I don't know when that became an effect, when they had to disclose when, remember the report for this house? And it's like, homicide. No. Wasn't it like drug labs? No.
Yeah, it was something.
There was something like, has this house been a meth lab? No.
Yeah.
Was there a murder? No.
Not
Thank
this
fuck.
week. Give us another day or two.
Not in the time period we have to tell you. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You can follow us on Instagram at mainly_murder. You can join our Patreon if you want bonus episodes. You can buy us a coffee if you feel like supporting us, but you don't want to hear more of our voice.
Your voice?
Our voice.
Well,
there's no I in team. There is an M and an E. Fuck, I'm delusional.
Jesus Christ almighty.
It's only 9:30.
Only.
It's only 9:04.
It's only 9:04. It's past my bedtime.
Happy New Year. Anyway, and you can email us at
MainlyMurderPodcast.
Yep.
@gmail.com.
Yep. Yep.
No AU.
No AU.
No AU.
AU. This fucking kid, if he does something, like if he's having a snack or something, I'm like, you know, I'll have a little snack of that too. And he goes, oi! Oh, where the fuck did you get this from, you little bogan?
Can
anyway.
you send me that video we did earlier?
Oh my God, he's so fucking stupid. Oh, I love him dearly, but he's not the brightest.
Yeah, that's what I say about you.
It's a generational thing. I'm going to ask Nan what she thinks of you. Yeah. She's going to be like, love her dearly, but she's a bitch. Word for word could quote that lady. Instagram, Patreon, buy us coffee, email us.
Don't worry about the courier pigeon. We've got one.
I have
Thank you, Mel and Sal.
That's all. It's been a while since we recorded. It doesn't seem like it because you guys have listened to us weekly, but it has. Anyway, we'll catch you next Wednesday.
You've got a bit of
next Wednesday.
Oh, fuck off.
God. We'll see you next Tuesday.